One current media law issue that's extremely relevant today is the issue of facial recognition software and its legal implications. Facial recognition is everywhere. It is used by entertainment venues such as movie theaters, malls, and even sports arenas. This kind of software is utilized to scan people's faces in order to check and determine the validity of tickets for people trying to get into concerts or sporting events. It's also used to scan crowds to search for criminals or people of interest. I believe that this kind of facial recognition software, when used in a public venue without a person's knowledge or consent, is completely unethical. Consent is not given from people who are being filmed or recorded, which is a problem. In this class, we learned a lot about the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and its various limitations and possibilities. Regarding this issue of facial recognition software, it's currently legal for companies to obtain data from its consumers. A 2024 article titled 4 Legal Insights into Biometric Privacy Laws and Regulations by Stevie Carpenter discussed the laws and implications surrounding biometrics. Carpenter, a writer for the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, said, quote, "At the time of writing, there are no nationwide biometric privacy laws. However, state and federal laws around privacy may apply to your use of biometrics. Organizations must be aware of their legal responsibilities when handling such data. This is huge, and I think that it's shocking that no nationwide biometric privacy laws currently exist. It's absurd to me that millions of people are just unknowingly being taken advantage of since companies are taking their data and putting their face scans into a database. This causes many problems, but one which has happened over and over again is the unlawful arrests and accusations of the wrong people who are innocent due to the false positive scans from this biometric face scanning software. According to YouTube video, there have been lots of false positives with identification of people with this kind of artificial intelligence-based biometric facial recognition software. In the year 2002, it was tested and tried out at the Super Bowl. While it was partially successful since the facial recognition identified multiple criminals at the Super Bowl, there were also many false positives. Facial recognition software is still developing, and although it is revolutionary, it definitely has a lot of issues. These issues include the biases which have led to false positives in the system and have reinforced stereotypes. The video also mentioned that, quote, many facial recognition algorithms produce far more false positives on non-white faces, which exemplifies the inherent bias built into this AI-driven facial recognition technology. As with any technology, there are definitely pros and cons to this type of software. The technology can detect people and search a database for all their info with just a simple facial scan. Some of the pros that are that it can help recognize people of interest or criminals. One of the biggest flaws in facial recognition technology is the accuracy rate being not that high, as the technology is still being advanced and improved. Another negative aspect of facial scanning is the idea that your personal data, including your exact location or even your bank account info, could be exposed if a hacker gets a hold of that info through the facial recognition biometrics. Now that I have outlined the pros and cons of this technology, I believe that the cons outweigh the pros at this point in time. The main reason is because this kind of technology is extremely invasive, and there's a lot of mistrust involved since the people who are being filmed and documented with these facial scans are being put into a database unknowingly. One fact that backs my claim is that there are multiple cities currently trying to ban this type of software, which is valid in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if laws were created either banning or limiting the use of this type of technology both in cities or in states. Although I believe that it's unjust for entertainment venues to use this kind of software, I believe that it's completely valid for FBI agents and for governmental agencies to use it to help identify or find criminals and people of interest. It may be legal to use facial recognition, but I think that it's still unethical and that it will remain unethical until the inherent biases are removed from these technologies. One reputable source is Arnett Fox Schiff law firm, who mentioned that the use of this kind of technology could pose serious legal implications. They said that the, quote, use of facial recognition technology presents significant legal risks, from biometric privacy lawsuits to government investigations. People could definitely sue over this since this biometric technology is undoubtedly invasive and being used without people's consent. Although there are many different types of biometric tools, such as the fingerprint scan on older versions of the iPhone and face scan technology on newer iPhones, facial recognition software used by entertainment companies and venues is unethical because the targets for this type of software are unknowingly being filmed, tracked, and put into a database. According to a YouTube video I watched titled, "How Does Facial Recognition Work?" by Interesting Engineering, this kind of facial recognition technology has been around since the 1960s. One of its earliest forms was developed by a man named Woodrow Wilson Bledsoe. Bledsoe organized photos by manually recording the coordinates of facial features by using an electronic stylus. According to a media and entertainment article by Arnett Fox Stiff titled Media and Entertainment 10 Legal Challenges for Companies in 2023, facial recognition software use by entertainment venues was the 10th largest legal challenge for companies in 2023, making it a serious legal issue that companies will have to consider in the future. According to this article, there are numerous risks involved with privacy, including invasion of privacy being one of the biggest risks with this software. Because this kind of technology can be seen as intrusive since people haven't voluntarily given their consent to be facially scanned by biometric technology, according to multiple sources, the government has not allowed this kind of technology yet, making it legal for companies to use this kind of software. One interesting thing about this facial recognition software is that it's expected to be wildly successful in the future. One YouTube video titled, "How Does Facial Recognition Work?" by the channel called Interesting Engineering said that the global market for facial recognition is projected to be worth just under $13 billion, $12.92 billion exactly, by the year 2027. This kind of technology is not only involuntary, but also an invasion of privacy because these companies receiving and collecting this data don't let people know about it. In conclusion, based on my research, my opinion is that this kind of software does more harm than good since it's invasive, unethical, and sometimes unreliable in terms of its accuracy. I also believe that this kind of software is extremely unethical and it's a complete invasion of privacy. I believe that it won't be ethical until the technology improves and the inherent biases and false positives are decreased within the technology. In addition, it will continue to be unethical as long as people are being filmed in public places without their knowledge.